Oh, May. Oh, genuinely did not think that was going to happen. Welcome, Blue Believers, to another episode of the Stamford Sync, where we are syncing up with everything Chelsea FC. And today means that we are dealing with the fact that Chelsea have just been hijacked. Is it a hijack, man? We're going to get into it. But at the end of the day, Xavi Simons has apparently just signed his contract until 2030 with Tottenham Hotspur. But guys, before we get properly into it, if you are enjoying the content and would like to see more, please do me the distinct honour of liking and sharing the video, subscribe to the channel, or just roast me in the comments, whatever gets you through your day. And I'm going to be honest, man, like if you've watched me on any of the live streams on the Blue Lounge recently, then you can roast away because I did not see this one coming. Right, so Fabrizio Romano has just posted the here we go and the contract details for Xavi Simons to Tottenham. This is a bit crazy, man. We'll sort of go through the story and then my thoughts on it and potentially what it could mean. So we've been talking about Xavi Simons for like nearly 2 months now. Do you know what I mean? And he to the point where he'd like bailed out of the Red Bull Leipzig team, and he'd always been, Fabrizio Romano has been posting every single second of every single day, Xavi Simons only wants Chelsea, Xavi Simons only wants Chelsea. So he was in London yesterday, right? And what we were hearing is we're waiting for the Nkunku deal to go through. We can't buy Xavi Simons until the Nkunku deal goes through. That was what we were told. That is what we were working on. And the Nkunku deal went through yesterday morning. And lo and behold, hours later, Xavi Simons arrives in London. And yes, there were talks about Tottenham, but I was still pretty chill about it. All the guys that I was talking to were still pretty chill about it. To be fair, some of you guys in the comments were a little bit worried about this one. So fair play, man, fair play. I'm definitely got egg on my face in this respect because I was convinced that he was going to come to Chelsea, man. I thought it was just going to be a matter of time. And now we had the Nkunku deal through, and obviously we did the Garnacho deal yesterday. I thought, okay, so a lot of deals to do in one day. Maybe there's something to say that it's just going to happen tomorrow or today, right? But no, Xavi Simons has signed for Tottenham. Part of me, when I woke up this morning and saw it, there wasn't a here we go, and it was just like, he signed the contract, and I was like, right, okay. And then he'd done the medical, and I was like, right, okay. In my head, I was thinking maybe we're looking at another Willian-style hijack where we got Tottenham to do his medical for us, and then we swooped in and got him at the last minute. But I don't know, man. I'm just going to keep checking this stuff as I'm going because it's mad. Xavi Simons' contract until June 2030 plus 2-year option until 2032 is 100% signed as per Fabrizio Romano at 9:34 on the Friday the 29th of August. So, is it a hijack? Now, this is where things get a little bit murky, I guess. It's only a hijack if Chelsea wanted him and Tottenham got him, like the Willian deal, like Eze to Spurs, for instance. Do you know what I mean? And Arsenal swooped in and got him. That was a hijack because Spurs wanted him, and then Tottenham came in and swooped out because Spurs wanted him, and then Arsenal came in and like pulled the rug from underneath Spurs' feet and got Eze instead of them. So that alone tells you exactly why they've gone in for someone like Xavi Simons. They were clearly after a centre attacking midfielder. I have seen something that says playing in that number 10 role was a big part of why Xavi Simons has gone to Spurs, because that's kind of what he wanted to do. And like I say, man, is it a hijack? It was only a hijack for me if we wanted him and didn't get him. Now, the reason I guess you could argue that we didn't want him is because the price for a start, 60 million euros, is like 52 million quid. Do you know what I mean? And that's, we were seeing stuff like 60, 70 million euros, and we weren't willing to pay that much. That's kind of what Red Bull Leipzig bought him for in the first place, so they won't have made a huge amount of profit on the deal. That's not a massive amount of money, especially considering the only other option we've been talking about is Fermin Lopez, and that's going up to like 90 million euros is whatever they want. So I feel like if Chelsea wanted it, we'd have just gone and done it. It is a shame. Like, I was really looking forward to Xavi Simons. Obviously, because we've been talking about the deal so long, I've looked into him extensively, gone through his stats, his career. I did a video, sort of about what he's going to bring to the team, and it looks like a really good player, man, for sure. So is this, like I say, mate, I think it's a Maresca thing, if I'm honest, because it's from what we saw yesterday, we were looking like a lot of the journalism tweets about the Xavi Simons deal. PYS was saying Joe Shields is pushing for Xavi Simons. If it is to be believed, the Fermin Lopez stuff was kind of backed by Maresca himself. So maybe Maresca hasn't been a huge fan of Xavi Simons all this time. And maybe if he was, the deal would have gone through already. Maybe he's not exactly the ideal archetype of the player he's looking for. Maybe, this is just off the top of my head, because we do still have a few days left in the transfer window. Maybe Maresca really, really wants a centre-back, and that money he would rather see invested in the centre-back spot. Could this affect other deals like Nicholas Jackson, for instance? Do you know what I mean? If we are light, technically, if we are light an attacker, does Nicholas Jackson now go out, or do we keep Nicholas Jackson and João Pedro gets more time in that 10 as well? There was something that came out yesterday saying that João Pedro is seen as a reasonable option to play in that number 10 spot. Mate, there's so many little elements to this deal, isn't there, or how it's gone. What it is going to say is something else is going to have to happen, because at the end of the day, we've still got now the funds for one big attacker that, we just haven't got. Is it going to be Fermin Lopez? The news is coming out as of yesterday that Fermin Lopez wants to stay at Barcelona and he's not particularly interested in a move anywhere. So we would really, really have to wrestle him off of Barcelona in order to get him. Like I say, man, the only thing I can think of in my head is Maresca wants to use that money for a centre-back. Having just brought Garnacho in, we do have lots of attackers now. Technically, Tyreek George is still on the books as well. Mate, I mean, it just doesn't feel good, does it? It just doesn't feel good. At the end of the day, did we need Xavi Simons was a question that lots of people were asking. I think, Esteval Williams is obviously coming in and looking like he's a really, really, really good player and can really well play in that number 10 role as well, but we still need him for the right wing, because otherwise there's only kind of Pedro Neto over there, and mate, it's all just a bit of a mess, isn't it? It's all just a bit of a mess. So let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Do you think that this was a hijack? Do you think that Spurs have hijacked us for Xavi Simons? Do you think that we wanted him and haven't got him? Do you think that we just didn't want him? And to be fair, there are legs in that for me, because we've been dealing with this for such a long time that if we were willing to lose him to Spurs at this point, then it was probably because we just weren't willing to stump up the money. Maybe there is a plan B. Maybe we're going to see something happen in the coming days. maybe something mental happens, like we go in and bid for Isaac and João Pedro goes into the number 10. Can you imagine? That'd be a pretty crazy way to end the window, wouldn't it? He only wants Liverpool, though. He only wants Liverpool, doesn't he? Yeah, I'm not really sure where to go with this one, man. I'm not really sure where to go with this one, because there aren't any obvious, plan Bs. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, Fermin Lopez has only just come out and been talked about. I find this one quite interesting, because when the Fermin Lopez news dropped, Fabrizio Romano came out and was like, no, absolutely not. Chelsea are talking to Xavi Simons and Garnacho. Those are the two deals that they're going to do. And obviously Fabrizio Romano is the one who's dropping the here we go with the contract details about Xavi Simons to Tottenham, right? Got to give Tottenham their flowers for this one, man. Whether we wanted him or not, he is a good player, and they have bought really good players, and he will just add to what is looking like a really strong Tottenham team this year. You can 100% expect Tottenham to do a lot better this year than they did last year. Obviously, I don't love saying that, because they are a big rival of ours, but at the same time, game respects game, man. Game respects game. They didn't get Eze. They didn't waste any time. They went out and got their man and filled that position and backed their manager, because obviously Thomas Frank would have signed off on this deal, absolutely. They brought Mohamed Kudus in, again, another player that we were looking at and interested in, and, fair play, man. He looks like a good player. So, yeah, man, Xavi Simons to Tottenham. Here we go, apparently. And what does that mean for us? Now, guys, let me know in the comments as well. Are there any other options out there? Is there anyone else you can think of that we could bring in to kind of supplement that centre attacking role? Do you think we even need one? This is something I'd really love to chat to you about. We've got a lot of attackers now, right? We've got a lot of attackers. The only issue I see is, obviously, look at right now. Cole Palmer's injured. Cole Palmer's going to miss the game against Fulham. if we don't buy another player and Cole Palmer is out again, then that leaves us with Liam Delap as an option up top. And obviously we can play João Pedro or Estefao in that middle role, but then it just leaves us a little bit light in other spaces, doesn't it? And we're on for a big season, obviously the same as Tottenham, Champions League. We've got 4 competitions to be in next year. Obviously the Champions League draw was yesterday. Go and check out that video. By the way, I did the little bit piece on, I released 3 videos yesterday because of the Garnacho news, but I actually did slip a Champions League draw reaction in the middle of there. So go and check that one out if you haven't already to get my thoughts on the upcoming Champions League draw. But centre attacking midfielders, man. Centre attacking midfielders. Are there any left? Are there any that we want? Like, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. There's no one that's really, I can think that's massively available. So we'd have to go and wrestle someone away. And all of a sudden, maybe sending Kendry Pires out on loan to Strasbourg maybe looks a little bit premature now. But again, we can't call him back after that. Do you know what I mean? So are we light though? Are we light? I mean, let's have a little think about it. So we've got technically Pedro and Liam Delap up top. That's 2. We've got Estevao and Neto for the right wing. That's 2. We've got Gittins and now Garnacho, and technically at the moment Tyreek George on that left side. That's 3 over there. I wouldn't really have said any of those 3 can deputise in that middle role though. And we've only really got Cole Palmer and Reggie Walsh. You know what I mean? Is Reggie Walsh the guide? Is Reggie Walsh just going to get loads of game time now? What's he, like 17 years old just because we haven't gotten Xavi Simons? I don't know, man. I don't know. We've got a lot of players, but it does feel like we're just going to put another inordinate amount of pressure on Cole Palmer to play every single game in that centre attacking role. I mean, like I say, we've got but the other problem with that is if Liam Delap or João Pedro happen to get injured at the same time, then all of a sudden we're spread really, really, really thin. We have got lots of players. Could it be something in the mould of, obviously, what we did quite a lot last season was we'd play Enzo Fernandez can play in that role as well, I guess, to be fair, and he did quite a lot last season, and very occasionally, well, not very occasionally, like a reasonable amount, we actually played Lavia, Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez in like a midfield 3 together. We have got Andre Santos and Isugo now. So is it a case of that's the kind of formation that we will see quite a lot this season as well, with the 3 midfielders interchanging, Isugo, Lavia when he's fit, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez and Andre Santos? I guess it's possible, but we're just going to have to see, guys. Either way, the end of this transfer window is going out with a bang, in it. Like, it was pretty quiet last week, and all of a sudden, it was after David Ornstein dropped that tweet about Fermin Lopez. Man, everything seems to have really, really, really kicked off after then. Just gonna check my phone again quickly. Nah, still nothing particularly new. I mean, part of me is just like, maybe we're just going to go in and get the most epic hijack of all time from Tottenham, but no, it's probably not going to happen, man. It looks like Xavi Simons is a Tottenham player, and I would love to know what you guys think about it in the comments. I'm going to wrap up the video there. Guys, tonight I will be doing another live stream on the Blue Loungers channel. We are live streaming pretty much every night until the end of the transfer window. And there's going to be a lot to talk about because something else will probably going to happen today, isn't it? I will try and get a video out later as well. Nice one, guys. I hope you're all having an absolutely wicked day, and I'll catch up with you very, very soon. Take it easy. Peace.